Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? I'm Shampoo. You're the shampooers. This is the most woke channel on YouTube. That's a flippin' fact. Put your spirit tech belts on and get ready for this download, y'all, because this is gonna be a good one. You already know that, right? You already know. Anyway, my name is Tom. I am a spiritual savant. I am a master teacher in this realm of knowledge, and what makes me qualified to do that? Well, it's hard because you don't really get a certificate or a belt for this kind of stuff. You don't really get a ribbon or a degree. You just kind of, well, people just kind of got to give you their reflection. You kind of got to be honest and come with integrity, and people kind of let you know where you stand in that aspect. But in the last 7 years, my mom has died. I've had a 7-year-long heroin addiction. My dad remarried and pretty much sold out my brother and I. I got laid off from an engineering position at Boeing I was at for 6 years. Lost my apartment, lost my truck, lost my license, pretty much lost every single thing I possibly could. And I'm still standing here smiling, talking into the camera, yo. So, for the last 7 years, I have literally been spending all my time from the desire in my heart to want, the will to just want, to come to this awareness, to understand this with all my heart, to come to this realization that I knew was out there. And it's not like I've just kind of been watching this on YouTube and seeing other channels and just kind of regurgitating stuff that I've been seeing for the last 6 months now. I've seen all these channels come. I was on YouTube when there was like one channel with one good source of information and there was nothing else. And nobody in my physical reality actually understands any of this stuff. And no one I can talk to, no one I can ping this off of, nobody that wants to listen to it, no one that understands it or me or my desire to do this. So literally it's just been me, myself, and I. And if you saw the way my life was before this, when I worked at Boeing and I was going on dates all the time, and I was going to the gym, and I was all concerned about my body and my appearance and what I looked like and who I was with. I mean, I was a completely different person, and it's really cool to see that contrast. So anyway, I am gonna be doing this for a while, and I'm gonna take it straight to the top as far as I can to get as much awareness spread as I possibly can, and that's my goal. So, thank you for coming along with me, and let's get this kicked off, yo. So, it's important for us to know, it's important for us to truly, truly love ourselves, and not many of us truly, truly do. And this is why not. Because we know what we do. We know what we're capable of. We know every choice and intention we've ever had. And if you look at each person, each individual person as their own individual Bible. Because in the Bible, to me, there's two different stories, right? There's the physical man, and then there's the enlightened man. And whether or not you're following along with this physical man that nobody really documented picture-wise, but everyone's so sure what he looks like. We all have this physical body, and we also all have a soul or a potential ability to enlighten this human body to a more divine awareness. So you have this physical body, which would be like the Christ, or Jesus, whatever, the physical man, and then you have what would be like the awakening of that man, the God realized aspect of that man, who is the teacher and has the disciples and the followers. He is an enlightened being, period. Just like Krishna, just like Buddha. These are all representations of an enlightened man, right? So, excuse me. If you have not reached that awareness, then it's really hard for you to know and understand what unconditional love is, right? And in order for you to truly selflessly love other people, it helps if you can feel their hearts. And that's kind of something that comes with this awakening, is other people being able to feel them, right? Remember what I said about us always knowing. We know ourselves better than anybody else. Nobody's opinion is going to affect you like your own opinion of yourself. Period. End of story. And no one's opinion is going to affect you unless you know that there's some element of truth to it. For instance, if somebody came up to you and you were wearing a black shirt and they said, "I hate that white shirt," it wouldn't even affect you. You would probably pity them because they were colorblind, right? But if they said, "I really hate that black shirt," then you would say, "Oh, well, maybe they really don't like my shirt because it is black, what's going on here," right? And that's, that might affect you a little bit, but nothing's going to affect your opinion or affect your view on yourself like your opinion of yourself. And what I'm getting at is letting yourself down, setting goals, or saying you're going to do something and not following through with it. And a lot of people do this and they actually get comfortable with it. Just like if you've ever stolen anything when you were younger and you got really scared the first time, and the next time maybe you were still scared, and if you kept doing it, you would find that the sensitivity goes down and the consequences or the feeling of wrongdoing starts to dissipate as you do it more and more, and it just becomes a way of life. And the same thing happens when you let yourself down and you say you're going to do something and you don't do it. You let yourself down, and when you get comfortable with that, you don't like yourself anymore, because you have those two aspects. You have the aspect of the physical body, and then you have this other awareness that is behind the eyes, that is aware of the choices you make in this physical body. And the moment you start to let yourself down and not do things you know you should do, then you stop feeling like you're actually worthy of things that you really want. So, until you truly, absolutely love yourself, you're not going to have the job you want. You're not going to have the partner you want. Your relationships are not going to succeed. You are going to be pretty much miserable in every aspect of your life in some way or another. And things are kind of speeding up. I know how you always hear people say time is speeding up. No. Time is not real, and time is not speeding up, literally. What is speeding up is the manifestations of your choices, the cause and effect. If there's something in your life that is not real or true or based off any substance that you're having to work really hard to keep in your life, like if there's a relationship you don't really want to be in, but you keep on kind of dragging through it because you don't want to let them down, or if there's some addiction you have that is kind of starting to become a hindrance and you're starting to see how it's affecting areas of your life, this is the kind of stuff that's going to start speeding up and start kind of being in your face, like really showing you how it's affecting you and how these choices and how these things that you're ignoring are going to really start affecting you in a really fast, like a more faster pace, right? And that's what the speeding up is. It's not literally the clock going faster. It's just anything that you're doing that you shouldn't be, or anything you're doing that you should be. Even if it's good things, you'll have good results coming faster. But if it's things that you're really just trying to sweep under the carpet, they're going to start really showing in your face and being very obvious. And back to loving yourself. So if let's say you're overweight, that's fine. The physical aspect of being overweight is not what makes you happy or unhappy. It's because you can be overweight and be truly happy. There's no one that says you can't be. But you have to be truly happy with that and everything that comes along with it. Meaning you're not at your best health, but you're okay with it. Meaning you're not at your best version, but you're okay with it. Meaning that you're pretty much okay with settling for not being at the best of anything. And if you're happy with that, that's fine. If you're truly happy in your heart with that, that's fine. But the person that's going to suffer is the one that's overweight and they say, I don't like being this size and I'm going to do something about it. And then they say they're going to start a diet. But then they don't. The first day they're already going out to Applebee's and having beers and eating cheeseburgers, or they're having ice cream at the couch watching a movie, right? And they say, oh, I'll start it tomorrow, or oh, maybe the next day. And they let themselves down every time they do that. And that is what makes them really depressed or upset, is letting themselves down over and over again. Because it's not the actual physical doing of anything that creates these lack feelings or these feelings of not being worthy or good enough or make you, upset with yourself. It's none of the physical stuff. The actual overweight body is not it. The actual eating the ice cream is not it. It is simply the act of you not doing something that you know you should or shouldn't be doing. And that act is you breaking that trust with yourself. And you are completely aware and completely know what your true intentions are. And that is what can mess you up. And it just starts with one thing, guys. And then it turns into another thing. And it just like kind of snowballs into this web. And before you know it, you're like, oh, I'm drinking more beer than I was before because I don't really like being fully conscious of who I am and what I am because I don't like myself. And then it turns into, oh, I need to stop drinking. You say you're not gonna have another beer. That's an unrealistic goal. And you're gonna let yourself down. So instead of doing that, just say my intention is to drink less and understand and be conscious of why I'm drinking and try to face it. Because if you never face the original reason why you're not happy with yourself, then that will just keep transferring into other areas of your life. This is why you see drug addicts that quit one drug and they go to the next. It's just like the same monster, different diet. And it's because there's an aspect of their consciousness and their reality that they're trying to escape. They don't like who they become because they've let themselves down in so many aspects that they don't like who they are. So when they go to approach a girl or a guy that they really like, instantly they're not worthy of her in their own heart because they know that they don't even like who they are because they let themselves down. Why would they think someone else would want to be around them or with them? Or why would someone else be inspired to want to be with them? When they go to get that job that they really like, that they really, put up on a pedestal that they know would be a great career choice, they don't feel worthy of it because they didn't pick up the picture and dust underneath it. They just dust around it. They don't make their bed in the morning when they know they should. And it's not the person that makes or doesn't make their bed. It's the person that looks at the bed and says, I should make that, and then doesn't. That's the person that lets themselves down. And it just starts with little things like that. And then it snowballs into bigger things, and you start to get used to it, and all of a sudden you don't like yourself, and it reflects in every aspect of your life. Every single aspect. And it's sad, because you can't love yourself when you aren't loving yourself. You just can't. And in order to really love other people, you have to love yourself. You cannot truly love and compliment and with integrity really bring somebody up just for the simple reason of bringing them up. Complimenting them, making them feel good, unless you already feel at the top of your game. If you're at your best version, you just want to bring other people up to their best version. But if you're not, if you're lacking or feel like you're lacking something, then everyone you see that is doing well, you'll instantly project some sort of negativity onto that person because they're shining a spotlight on everything that you're not doing right for yourself. And you start to get bitter and jealous. And it just leads to other things. And there is a way that you can stop that dead in its tracks. And really that just starts with little things. Like making your bed in the morning. Start there. Choosing the right food, no matter what. Because you know it's the right choice and you feel it in here. You can't ignore that feeling that you have in your heart because that is your guidance system, yo. That is like your higher self up there with the go, don't go button, green or red. It's like Tinder, swipe left or right. And it's real simple. Anytime you're gonna make a choice to do anything, you feel instantly then just that essence, that knowing that you know that it is or isn't the right choice. It either is or isn't bringing you to that long-term big vision of yours that makes you truly happy and truly motivated to go to work every day and have that better life for your family or yourself. And if you want to stop letting yourself down, it starts with those little things, man. Brush your teeth in the morning when you get up. Take a shower. Get ready for the day. Make your bed. Line your shoes up next to each other. Hang your clothes up on hangers. Make sure your room and your house is clean. Water your plants. Just those little things that really, they matter. They make a difference. You will walk around differently all day if you make your bed in the morning. If you will walk around your house differently and feel differently if it's clean. You will feel so much better about everything when you just don't cut any corners. Do everything 100% no matter what it is. If you're doing dishes, focus 100% on doing those dishes. How would God do those dishes? Take every single one of those plates and scrub it as clean as you can and take pride in it. Every spoon, just get it so shiny because you know someone else is going to appreciate that when they're using it if it's not you. And all of a sudden you'll start to change. When you meet that person that you really like, that's really attractive, the first thing you're going to think is, you know what? I would probably be a great match for her because I can make her or him really happy. Because I like making myself happy. I don't cut corners. I actually want to bring that person up. I don't want to just take from them because I don't feel good about myself. So if I just, tuck that all and sweep it under the rug and then I go meet some really attractive partner because I'm with this attractive person, it's somehow going to validate and reflect to me that I'm on the top of my game because look what I got on my arm, right? No, it does not work like that. It does not work like that. Two people who both are coming, and most people are coming from a state of lack. They're both seeking the right person to meet instead of becoming the right person to meet. And when two people are looking to meet the right person and they meet each other, they're both looking for something neither one of them can give. Right? You can't give something you don't have. And they'll end up hooking up a few times. They'll give each other this job interview version of each other in the first couple dates. And before you know it, that person isn't really, filling the ego enough yet, or enough anymore. They're not really validating you anymore because, you already know that you got that person. You already won that. You already conquered that. Now it's on to the next to see who else is into me because, I'm not into myself, so I need to find other people who are into me to reflect that love to me that I don't have for myself. So don't let yourselves down.